What is going on, guys? My name is Nick. You're watching Olsen Auto. I am tripping over brake lines from the Fox body here. If you guys saw the last video, we got the old Fox body running pretty decent, actually. Still gonna throw the vacuum timing on here, get as much vacuum as we can out of her, get her running nice and tight. For now, it starts, it goes. Just needs brakes and a seat before it can really go down the road, which is awesome. This seat is no good. There is a little surprise behind me because I am filming this intro after the surprise happens. Now, I have a couple videos going live. I'll be honest, one of them is me picking up an LS engine. One of them is me buying a car, and that's this video. So, in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, a few days ago, about an hour after it was posted, I saw a car that I formerly owned. Not this specific one, but same make and model, and basically trim level. And I saw it pop up, and it was cheap. Like cheaper than they normally, like a couple thousand cheaper than they normally go for. In my head, I'm thinking it's either an automatic, it's either a V6, or it's just trash, you know, something, blown engine, something like that. So I see the thing, guy says it runs good, runs decent rather, kind of misfires a little bit. No check engine light, but it runs weird. I'm like, that just means he cleared the light, but whatever. So I see it pop up, right? Listed for $3 grand. Now, once you guys see what this car is, $3 grand, that's a bargain as is. I paid a little bit less than $3 grand for this car. I've owned one before. I regretted selling it. Basically a week after I got rid of it, I regretted it. So I'm proud to say that I own another one. I'm looking at it right now. Very happy to have it. And she's got some quirks. We're gonna go over that. But like I said, let's go ahead. Let's pick up a 2004 Mustang GT. That's correct. Another new edge. I had a 2002. It was like a charcoal gunmetal gray kind of thing. It was good. It was black. Black interior, charcoal gray outside. It works really good, but it kept spitting out plugs, and it also had 300,000 miles. This one has about half the mileage, and as far as I know, all the plugs are in the head. But I am not gonna film the process of me driving there, picking it up, and driving back. I don't like that. That stuff's cliche. I don't wanna waste your time with it. Instead, we're just gonna go all of a sudden have the car in the garage, and then we're gonna work on it, because that's what I do. I work on cars. I make bad stuff slightly better. And I suppose this is the official introduction of another pile of trash to the fleet. 2004 Mustang GT 40th anniversary. Does miss a little bit. It's either a misfire or something going on in here. Engine is very dry, 151,000 miles. Gonna pull it into the shop, do some plugs, do an oil change, just some basic stuff. For those asking, the strut towers, for the most part, exist. Pretty clean. Tan interior, needs tint horrifically bad. But she's in one piece, which is better than most other new edges. So let's diagnose this thing and see if we can't make it run a little bit better. All right, Mustang is in the garage. Of course, gonna do an oil change and spark plugs. You guys probably know why I'm doing spark plugs in this car. My last one, my 2002, well, roll the clip. Ooh, she's not happy. She's not happy at all, huh? Yeah, so that happened. Not optimal. Don't want it to happen again. Gonna check the air filter, do an oil change, do the plugs, just to give you guys a little bit of a better look. The clear coat is custom. The wing paint is super duper custom, but I have a new, more freshly painted wing than this one. Like I said, it is a GT, so it's the 4.6, for better or worse. Pretty much brand new tires, which is unfortunate because now I am incentivized to not put a set of wheels on it because they're brand new tires. So I'm either gonna cook them off or just rock them as long as I can. Two-tone tan interior, 40th anniversary, 5-speed manual. It's got about 151,000 on her. Touchscreen radio, something for an exhaust. I couldn't tell you what it is. She's decent. She needs some work, that's for sure. A little bit of body work on each side. Each panel pretty much needs something. So it might end up getting wrapped. Might just keep it the color it is and respray it. Not too sure, but gonna get to work. Start off with the air filter, plugs, all the fun stuff. Was able to get all 8 plugs out. As you can see, there's one plug, and there's also, this car is definitely sat. I don't think it was driven much at all. Back in 2018, it had 142,000. Now it's under 152, so less than 10,000 miles in 5 years. She has not been driven much, so for better or worse, hasn't been driven much. I'm gonna grab the light for y'all. All 8 plugs came out. No helicoils came with it, so if a plug ever did shoot out of this engine, they did a pretty good job repairing it, so I can't complain. For New England, she's pretty rust-free, as you guys can see. The frame rail is there. The strut tower is a little gross, but underneath the rest of the car is looking pretty decent. Mostly stock exhaust. Looks like she's got some mufflers on her. Got the new wing on as well, so that's looking pretty good. Yeah, gonna pop off this wheel, get a better look, because I think this strut tower's worse. Yeah, so far so good. Gonna finish up the oil change, turn her over, because there's some stuff in those cylinder holes. Hopefully try to shoot some of that out, but should rip. I don't have a torque wrench. For those of you who are gonna be haters on Harbor Freight, I have been using the Icon tools for just about everything. My ratchet, whatever that is Icon. My breaker bar is Icon. It has all worked very, very well for me, so I just spent the big boy bucks. Now, the normal Pittsburgh torque wrench is $12. That's scary. This one was $150. I realized it's probably worth the extra money to get the nice, first of all, it looks better case, but also, if you're torquing stuff, you want accuracy. Clearly, you care enough about your stuff that you want precision and you want to do it right. So, figured if you're gonna do it right. So I got this one. I was gonna get the digital one. The digital one was $350. Hard pass. So I got this one. It's a flex head. It does 5 to 100 foot-pounds, which is perfect. I could probably just look at it. Yeah, 5 to 75. So pretty cool little piece. Again, I've loved the Icon stuff. It's all worked very, very well for me. So let's adjust her up and let her rip. Now, torque is anywhere from 12 to 14. I'm gonna set it to 13, right down the middle. If this spits plugs out, no one can blame it on me. I am literally torquing them. This is video proof, so you can't blame me. Seth, I'm talking about you. All right, so after a little bit of driving here, replacing the plugs and, getting the oil changed, still obviously had its little misfire, its little hesitation. Again, still no check engine light. So I found that odd, and then I drove it a bit further, and little did I know, service engine soon. But for the first time in my life, I was happy to see a check engine light. Now, maybe wondering why I was happy. The problem is, if a car is running bad and you have a check engine light, you have somewhere to start. You have an idea. O2 sensor, all right, probably a vacuum leak or bad O2 sensor, could be a few things, but it gets you in the right ballpark. But if a car's running bad with no check engine light, it is really, really hard to guess what's going on. So service engine soon comes on. I plug in the code reader after driving, admittedly, 25 miles with said check engine light, not knowing what it is. Misfire cylinders 1 and cylinder 7. Okay, so it's in those 2 cylinders. Now, there's a few things that are cylinder specific. You got injectors, spark plugs, coil packs. I suppose if you want to get specific, it could be like a head gasket or something, but very unlikely. So looking at the likely options, what I did quick when I was at my dad's house, swap the coil packs. So cylinder 7 is this one right here. You got 5 and 6 here, and then 1 is the first one on that side. So what I did was I took out these 3 and that 1, and then I swapped the bad ones for good ones, cleared the code, and then drove it a little bit in the hopes that the check engine light, instead of showing 7 and 1, would show 5 and 6. Now, technically, I didn't drive it enough, but it started showing cylinder 6, and I know cylinder 5 is kind of iffy. It's probably like one of those coil packs where it's almost on its way out. So, hit up O'Reilly's 5 minutes before they close. Got 2 Master Pro coil packs. Gonna go ahead and throw it in here. Now, in case you guys are wondering, I did pay $2,700 for this car, just so you know the price, because I am always very transparent with that. So, $2,700 for an 04 GT factory V8 clean title. And then it hesitated with it. Didn't have a check engine light when I bought it, but we all know the guy cleared it. Whatever, having the check engine light helped me diagnose it. People probably would have been scared if they saw a check engine light, or had it hesitate when they drove it. And then for some reason, I don't know why he didn't just fix it, because this took me 10 minutes to diagnose. I mean, not including the drive time, but you can't really include that. So he could have probably gotten $4,500 to $5,000 for the car. I got a pretty good deal if that's all that's wrong with it. There's some crust in the back end, but minus a few other weird little quirks and some really bad paint, he could have gotten $4,000 to $5,000 for this. So far it's seeming like I got a pretty good deal. We're gonna swap out the coil packs, take her for a test rip. It's 11 o'clock at night. Let's do it. All right, there's little screws holding it in here. Go ahead and unplug it. Pull the coil pack out. Pretty straightforward. Not exactly a hard thing to fix. Plop the new one in. This particular car is held in with a 7mm. I'm just using an impact, rather a socket driver, just because it's the easiest. I don't know where my 1/4" ratchet went, so this is kind of the only option I get. Now, as far as clearing code is concerned, that's pretty straightforward. Your OBD2 port is going to be right up here. You can usually blindly shove this up in there until you find it. That's only because I'm familiar with the chassis that I can do that. I'm just too good. I want to turn the key on. Wait a second. You'll notice that service engine soon light. Now, these Mustangs, they say service engine. That means check engine. So we have to check the engine. We're going to read the codes. Not that you guys can see that. Now, it's showing it's only one. Again, it didn't pick up the other one. So we're going to erase it. Erase done. Any key to continue. And then we do just have to cycle the ignition for that to work. Theoretically, she should run pretty good now. Now, it will be a little difficult to tell how well she runs until I actually start driving it down the road. So let's do that. So I am just going through all of the new used car motions, cleaning everything up. As you can see, probably not much of a difference on camera, but got a lot of this looking pretty good up top. You know, just wiping things down with some simple green, nothing really too complex. Just wanted to clean it up a little bit. Did the same with the interior, so I conditioned the leather. Just a quick detail or conditioner stuff. I was able to get a lot of the black gunk off the steering wheel, so that's cool. Yeah, so that's good. Just kind of wipe down the interior again. Very quick little wipe down. I took her for a quick rip. This thing hauls as fast as a 2-valve Mustang can haul. It runs really, 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 really good. It did everything I would expect it to do. She slides, you know, maybe. Hypothetically speaking, she slides pretty well. Now, for the record, the drag pack from the Fox body wood bolts up to this, but I'm gonna leave this as stock as I can for now, which sounds really ridiculous, but that's the cheap way to do it, and I just wanna be on a new edge, and any money I dump into mods is not gonna be noticeable. So for now, you know, I'll get wheels at some point, obviously, because this fitment is just puke worthy at a minimum. So with everything replaced under the hood of the Mustang, running pretty good. Definitely going to need a clutch in the not so distant future, but we will take care of that when the time comes. I'm going to end this video here. Figured we'd get some cinematics next to the Porta-John and the dumpsters, because what else looks better? I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did like it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I'm probably going to impulse buy more cars in the near future. It's a problem of mine. Might actually be an actual problem. Anyway, like I said, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.